Ever feel like your digital wallet is a black hole? You know you spent money on that amazing brunch or that quirky online gadget, but where's the proof? Where's the receipt? We've all been there, scrolling through endless transactions, trying to piece together our spending puzzle. Especially with apps like Venmo, where quick payments and social sharing make it easy to lose track. You're not alone if you've asked yourself, wait, how do I actually see my receipts on Venmo? It's a question that pops up a lot, and honestly, the answer isn't always as straightforward as we'd like. Venmo, while fantastic for peer-to-peer payments, doesn't operate like a traditional retailer with formal, itemized receipts. Instead, it provides a transaction history, which, while not a receipt in the classic sense, offers crucial details about your payments. Think of it this way: Venmo is the digital equivalent of handing cash to a friend or splitting a bill at a restaurant. You get the immediate exchange, but the paper trail is often minimal. However, that doesn't mean you're left completely in the dark. Understanding Venmo's transaction history is key to unraveling your spending. It's where the vital clues lie, showing you who you paid, how much, and when. But what about the details? What about the context? That's where we dive in. We're going to explore not just how to find your Venmo transactions, but also how to interpret them, how to leverage them for your own financial organization, and how to fill in the gaps when Venmo's information isn't quite enough. Let's start with the basics. Open your Venmo app. You're greeted with your feed, a scrollable list of recent transactions. This is your first stop. But to get to the real meat of your history, you'll need to look for the Me tab. It's usually located at the bottom right of your screen, symbolized by a single person icon. Tap it. Now, you're on your profile page. This is where your past activity lives. You'll see your balance, any pending requests, and, most importantly, your statements and history. Tap on that. Here's where things get interesting. You'll see a chronological list of all your Venmo transactions. Each entry provides a snapshot of the payment, the recipient's name or username, the amount, the date, and a brief description. But here's the catch: the level of detail depends heavily on the description entered by the sender or receiver. If it's a simple emoji or a vague phrase like "for stuff," you're not getting much to work with. However, if the description is more specific, like dinner at the Italian place or rent for June, you'll have a better idea of what the payment was for. To see the full details of a specific transaction, tap on it. You'll get a more comprehensive view, including the date and time of the payment, the method used, bank account, debit card, or Venmo balance, and any notes added by either party. This is your closest approximation to a receipt within Venmo. It's not a formal, itemized document, but it contains the essential information you need to track your spending. Now, let's talk about the limitations. Venmo's transaction history is primarily designed for tracking peer-to-peer payments. It's not intended for business transactions or detailed expense reporting. This is why you won't find things like tax information, itemized lists, or merchant details. So, how do you bridge the gap? How do you fill in the missing pieces? One crucial step is to encourage detailed descriptions. If you're paying someone for a specific item or service, be sure to include a clear and descriptive note. For example, instead of "for groceries," write "groceries from Whole Foods, $50. This will make it much easier to track your spending later on. Another helpful strategy is to link your Venmo account to your bank account or debit card. This will allow you to cross-reference your Venmo transactions with your bank statements. While your bank statement won't provide the same level of detail as a receipt, it will confirm the amount and date of the payment. For business transactions, or when you need more formal records, it's best to use a separate invoicing or accounting system. Venmo isn't designed to replace these tools. Consider also the use of external note-taking apps. You can use apps like Google Keep, Evernote, or even a simple spreadsheet to record your Venmo transactions, adding your own notes and details. This will give you more control over your records and make it easier to track your spending over time. You can also use the search function within the Venmo app to find specific transactions. If you remember the recipient's name or keyword from the description, you can search for it and quickly find the relevant payment. And for those who want a more structured view of their spending, Venmo offers monthly statements. These statements provide a summary of your activity for each month, including your total payments, total charges, and your ending balance. To access your monthly statements, go to the Me tab, then tap on Statements and History, and then select Monthly Statements. You can download these statements as PDFs, which can be helpful for record keeping or tax purposes. Now, let's address a common question. Can you export your Venmo transaction history? Yes, you can. Venmo allows you to export your transaction history as a CSV file. This can be useful for importing your data into other financial software or for creating your own custom reports. To export your transaction history, you'll need to log into your Venmo account on a web browser. Go to your settings and look for the option to download your transaction history. You can then specify the date range you want to export. This exported CSV file will contain all the details of your transactions, including the date, time, amount, recipient, and description. You can then use this data to create your own reports or analyses. However, remember that even with the CSV export, you're still dealing with the limitations of the original data. If the descriptions are vague, the exported data will also be vague. It's also important to be mindful of security. Venmo transactions are public by default, meaning that anyone can see your payments. While you can change your privacy settings to make your transactions private, it's essential to be aware of the potential visibility of your spending. Consider the social aspect of Venmo. The app encourages sharing and connecting with friends. While this can be fun and convenient, it can also lead to overspending or a lack of financial awareness. To avoid these pitfalls, it's crucial to set spending limits and track your transactions regularly. Use the tools available within the app, like the monthly statements and the transaction history, to stay on top of your finances. And remember, Venmo is a tool. Like any tool, it's only as effective as how you use it. By being mindful of your spending, using detailed descriptions, and leveraging the available features, you can make the most of Venmo's transaction history and gain a better understanding of your finances. In essence, viewing receipts on Venmo is about understanding the limitations and maximizing the available data. It's about being proactive in your financial tracking and using the app's features to your advantage. It's about creating your own system to bridge the gaps and ensure you have a clear picture of your spending. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.